Just having a nap so I can go play Magic the Gathering Arena later. Jace banned out first by Fnatic, who are on the blue side. All of Vitality's wins this split have been on the red side. They have played 4 games on the red side and only won 2 of them, so I'm not guaranteeing 100% win rate.
Win rate isn't the best, but they do
50% win rate. I mean, that's the most Vitality thing you've ever heard of. 50% win rate on the blue side. Talia banned out, Jace banned out, Rumble banned out, Azir banned out. No real shockers as of yet.
I wonder if Fnatic's going to go for their Vi Kai'Sa draft. The heavy dive, the backline threat sort of gameplay that they found a lot of success with in winter. Right now, Rumble, Azir, Kalista can be banned away again, pinching that pool a little bit more. We know Upset is a very comfortable Ezreal player, but I'd be surprised if that was a first pick, given that a lot of junglers are still available, Sejuani, Vi in particular. I wonder if they will be the priority here.
I wonder if Vitality will want to ban out that Vi as well to kind of pinch that jungle pool a little bit more. Skarner and Maokai obviously already out because they were played in game 1. And the final ban will be Zyra. So, Vi's still a possibility, Vedi. Could still look towards the AP jungle as Yone let through, immediately locked in by Fnatic.
So, Yone, Sejuani draft probably going to come through from Fnatic. What's Vitality's response here?
Ahri Vi.
I don't love Ahri Vi. Yeah, that's a great question. It feels like a lot of teams haven't found a really consistent answer into Yone yet. Problem is, he's still a very safe laner for the most part, and then he just scales into this monstrous point.
Yeah, he's still pretty deadly.
Yeah,
I do like having CC so that when he snaps back, the crowd control actually sticks now.
Yeah.
So the Vitality fans in the crowd cheering every pick from each player. Started with Nako, now we're on Lyncas. Ooh, Naafiri. Okay. Very aggressive jungler, really needs to be set up by their team pretty well. You want prio lane so you can look for those invades. And you're jumping around with that Hound's Pursuit. Oh, go on.
He's not gonna
Naafiri into Zed would be peak, Vedi.
Sejuani.
Absolute cinema. Oh,
Ooh.
No. We can't
what if it's Razork Poppy jungle?
That's still not an ooh.
It is. He's really good at Poppy jungle.
Yeah, it's a cool pick, but it's not Zed.
Yeah, but look, he's playing Poppy jungle. They're gonna lock in Rell. Poppy jungle. That's what they're saying.
It's a good pick. I like it. I think it works well in the draft. Is it as exciting as Zed?
I mean, Zed's overhyped.
But you have to look at the moves, Vedi. You have to look at the plays and evaluate. All right, so it's Poppy jungle, Rell locked in. Could be Poppy top as well, of course. Oscarinin did play that a little bit last year.
It's not going to be Poppy support.
No.
That I'm quite confident with.
Unless Rell jungle got some really weird hotfix buffs that we haven't heard of.
We don't know about this Rell top tech, but final lock-in here for Vitality. Support likely going to be the answer with Alistar already gone. Leona makes a ton of sense. So 80 carries now, very important, along with potential top laners. Will any in particular be banned, or will they all be left open? I imagine Vitality could pinch the pool of 80 carries to get a favorable 80 carry matchup for themselves. With Sivir gone, they could look to go for something like an Ezreal, but I wonder what they're going to go for. The Kai'Sa, we did talk about it earlier.
Sense, yeah. Kai'Sa ban, if you want, you can go for the Ezreal ban, as you were saying. Could also look towards things like the MF. Although I wouldn't really want to play Misfortune into Vitality's comp. I'll be honest, that feels like signing up for a very difficult game.
Czajek, Corki, both available. I mean, there's just so many 80 carries you could list. Like, you could just go on for days.
The thing is, if Fnatic agree to doing the 80 carry bans, then it kind of works, because you can get rid of a few of them. But if you ban out a couple and they're not following suit, as they're not with the Aatrox ban, it becomes a lot harder to really get down to the B tier, C tier 80 carries, or at least the ones we don't see as commonly. With Aatrox banned away from Fnatic, they're trying to give Oscarinin a little bit of an easier time in the top lane. I wonder where he's going to go. Ambessa's still available. Wasn't picked in game 1.
They really need AP is their only problem.
So
what AP options do you have? Gragas, maybe? Cho'Gath?
I mean, you could Yone top and take AP mid. You could play AP bot, not something Upset's really known for, but his Syndra, if I remember correctly, was okay.
Could Vladimir, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the worst Vladimir draft. Kennen, too. Kennen could be good. I actually love Kennen into Ahri. old school, actually mid lane answer, and I mean really old school. I want to say it was high, C9 high.
Yeah. He also played team. No, it was. Yeah, he played Teemo mid.
I think he did.
So how much do we want to take from him? Just gonna put that out there.
Well, with the Ambessa banned, Fnatic, I wonder what they're thinking of here. The Aatrox plus Ambessa doesn't really scream anything to me. Like Kennen, I still think Kennen could be good here. Do they want to blind the Kennen? Corki going to be an easy AD carry lock-in. Both Xayah and
right.
Corki, like, yeah, the hovers, they both make complete sense to me.
Personally, I like Xayah a little bit more for her self-peel, just because of the Featherstorm. I think
there's not enough CC on Vitality that I think Xayah would be really comfortable.
I get that. I get that. Corki instead is pick. Obviously, you do still have the Valkyrie. Yeah, it's fine. You have the range. Gragas. If we're talking about AP damage, it is going to be locked in. So likely a Gragas top here for Oscarinin, although I'm sure Mickey is saying, hey guys, I play mean Gragas.
He does play mean
Really good Gragas. Where will Vitality go with their answer? Things like the Jack's obviously not great into Gragas at all. Could look for something like the Cannon if you really wanted, but you don't really need more magic damage. Kind of want a tank CC. Ornn? Sion?
Oh, you would like a little bit more engage.
Well, Renekton it is.
I mean, so the thing about Renekton is it is good insides against Yone for quite a lot of the game. I think on Blade, even though many matchups Yone typically wins once he hits the Blade Spike, I think Renekton is one of the few where it wouldn't.
Yeah.
So assuming they're on pace with each other, of course, if they've Yone is accelerated,
miles ahead, that doesn't really matter as much.
But I think that it will make it harder for the Yone to side lane, and it does make your backline threat with Naafiri a little bit stronger. So you have this Leona, Renekton, Naafiri kind of dive looking to try and threaten the backline. The problem is, I think Poppy gets a lot of value in this draft. And I would also say that Naafiri and Renekton being melee champions, it just makes it super easy for Poppy to just knock them away. The response to that, though, is Fnatic don't have a lot of utility to really lock down the mobility that comes through from Ahri and Ezreal, which is why I was leaning more towards the Kennen, because I think if they had that extra bit of CC, this comp would come together really nicely. Gragas, I think, provides a lot of disruption, but both Ahri and Ezreal have very easy ways to play around that ulti from Gragas, which means that I am a little concerned about Fnatic's backline threat to a degree. But of course, Yone still exists, so he's something you always have to respect.
Really good. The Vitality B next to upset. Wait, need to. No need to. There's no need to. What's the final word? There was just a B. It was just a B at the end of it, Vedi.
There's no need to be?
There's no need to be, apparently.
Is that some sort of philosophical statement?
To be or not to be, there is no need.
There's...
It's kind of a Nietzsche Descartes sort of medley.
Okay, you're beyond my English literature, okay?
Don't think either of those were English, I'm going to be honest as well, Vedi. As Lyncas and Razork will meet up in the mid lane bush. Humanoid coming across to protect his jungle, who is down to half HP. It is Halo Blades on Razork, looking for those extra procs early, something we see a lot more in support, but can still do quite a bit of damage, even sudden impact here for the Poppy jungle. Conqueror for Lyncas, no real surprises there. You can get some stacks from your dogs as well.
Now, Vitality had a fantastic early game in Game 1. Unfortunately, they made one crucial error where they tried to overforce onto a Renata in mid lane, and then they lost the whole game.
Yes.
Now, Vitality, I still have confidence in their ability to find advantages in the early game.
Sure.
They have demonstrated that the bot lane 2v2 can be very strong, and Carzzy, I think, continues to demonstrate why he's so widely recognized as a top 80 carry in the league. If you set him up for success, he can be a crucial carry. But Vitality need to find those advantages again. And the question is, will Fnatic allow that to happen? We move into the laning phase. Nako setting up an early ward. That will be spotted out. 2 wards, actually.
So Nako didn't actually place a ward. He just went to check. There was a ward on the Wolves already. That had been put in there after Razork was forced out of level.
Fnatic knows that Vitality knows what Razork is doing.
True.
Yes, and now Razork has just confirmed that
Vitality now knows that Razork knows that Vitality knows that Razork is doing.
Perfect,
yes,
right. Perfectly surmised. Thank you. He's actually doing a Raptors into Wolves into what looks to be a Gromp start.
Could always look up towards the top side. Also, it just makes it harder for the enemy to invade you. If you do this, you're then pathing down towards your bottom side. means that if Lyncas had gone for a topside clear into blue invade,
that's exactly what's happening.
Yep. That blue is maybe not there. Razork has used his smite. Lyncas is up a couple of seconds before the poppies. The blue buff is at 700 HP. Razork's smite about to come off cooldown, and there it is. He gets it. Lyncas will eviscerate over this wall, get knocked into it by Razork, and you see the damage from the Hail of Blades. Lyncas goes untargetable, and the dogs are knocked to all four corners of the jungle.
Fantastic pathing from Razork. The early vision investment, it all comes back to he knows that he knows that he knows. And because Oscar sitting in a brush, watched Nako move down to identify who was starting, it was a clear tell to Fnatic that the blue buff was Lyncas' target. So Razork adapted. He did Raptors into Wolves into Gromp into blue, and he made sure to do it in that order, so he got level 3 while starting the blue buff as well, meaning that he was still able to fight Lyncas should he need to. But he didn't. He's able to force him back, secures his blue buff, and now he's ahead of his clear going up against Lyncas. So very well played from Razork in this early few minutes.
Yeah, really nice done by him, using that damage from the Halo Blades as well to trade back onto Lyncas, who is, as you say, a camp, half a camp behind. Looks like Razork is just going to path back up towards the top side, not going to see any scuttle action. Lyncas actually skipping his blue to get to this scuttle in time in case Razork had rushed to it. And then can go back towards that blue buff. Can also skip and just go straight to the Razor Beaks, knowing that they're about to come off cooldown, because that's where Razork started. Instead, decides just to put the vision down. And then goes back in.
Yeah, a bit indecisive here as the TP comes back through. Now Razork's going to be spotted. Lyncas just wasting a lot of time.
I mean, part of that is Razork's good pathing, and part of that is Lyncas trying a little too hard to find the counter jungles early on.
I think he expected Razork to actually be on the top side of the map, I guess.
I mean, part of it is, like, Razork is going up to topside scuttle, right? And you know his path onto blue because you jumped over the wall and you saw he was already level 3, and you can see how many minions he's got, so he must have taken the Razor Beaks. So I think, as you say, maybe he was expecting Razork to have based after taking his topside scuttle.
I mean, the thing is, I think Lyncas actually had time to steal it when he first initially saw it, and then he hesitated, walked back. Anyway, bit of a misplay, ultimately, from Lyncas. TP has come through from Oscar.
Oh, it's a grubs angle.
Yeah, but it's a very early grubs angle. Like, we're still a minute, 5 seconds away. I guess the timing lined up as a top wave is going to be lost. Oscar, though, did get his back through.
He'll get a plate as well. Yeah. Be happy enough with getting that plate. Oscar running the Demolish in this lane. And Nako comes in with his own TP. Is leading in terms of CS, but that gold advantage is evened out by the fact that Oscar did just break a plate. Upset's going to catch that wave top first. It's going to be answered by Carzzy and Nisqy in the top lane. And I do believe we have a few grubs on the menu, Vedi.
Let's look that way.
Hakuna Matata. Such a wonderful phrase.
Such a wonderful phrase. Razork looking for a wonderful position in this river, as he's already here.
Oh, he's a sneaky beaky. Shadowing Strike doesn't hit from Mikyx. Carzzy, Arcane shifts across the wall, and Razork takes about a third of his health for checking into that tri-bush.
Can you help me understand how a beaky could be sneaky?
Sneaky beaky. I don't know, man. I say the words.
Right.
They sound good sometimes.
It's like that whale comment you made so many years ago.
I can't remember the whale comment.
Like a illustrious...
Oh, crafty whale, yeah. He's trying to get the harpoons to hit. He's dodging them like a crafty whale, yeah. Yes. Oh, that's a classic. That's an old cut video. It was probably my first year in the LEC as Humanoid dives onto Czajek, who does have the Spirit Rush, as you say. But Humanoid gets pushed in mid, which means he can move towards the grubs first. First one secured by Fnatic. It's Upset who takes it. Razork doesn't have smite, and Lyncas does. Mikyx trying to get onto Lyncas, but Lyncas jumps up into the air and dodges away. Czajek now looking for that flank position. The Humanoid's much more healthy than he is. Lyncas goes in, gets the smite, a grub apiece so far between these two mighty foes. Razork flashes, catches Lyncas. Steadfast Presence will stop the Zenith Blade forward from Nisqy, and he's in the middle of Fnatic. Lyncas dives in onto Razork, but he can't get it. Czajek will flash forward. Upset's going to chase him away. Meanwhile, Carzzy's stuck between a Humanoid and a Mikyx, and he will go down. Upset. I don't think he gets in range of Czajek here. Gatling gun, autos, cleanses away and dies to the tower. That's greed manifest from the Fnatic bot laner.
A misplay at the end from Upset as he was greedy for the kill onto Czajek, but still a winning play from Fnatic. A single grub still stands. That timer will not restart until that final grub falls. But ultimately, 2 kills were given over to Humanoid. So this Yone is going to be set up for success as Fnatic gets out to an early lead.
And Lyncas will be really upset that he wasn't able to pick up the kill in the middle of this. You can see Razork goes in, uses those Halo Blades, and Nisqy gets locked up in the Poppy steadfast presence.
And Czajek is really trying hard to find an angle in. He flashes to secure that final auto attack, and this is what gives motivation for Upset to turn it around. But ultimately, the reason why the fight was going so Fnatic favored is because they had that numbers advantage. And it all comes back to something you mentioned, which was that ulti commitment in the mid lane.
So boosted, guys.
Holy shit.
Yeah, misplay from Upset.
Yeah, misplay. Sure. I think Nisqy perhaps a small misplay as well, going in with the Zenith blade into the middle of the steadfast presence. 2 grubs to 1 in favor of Fnatic. About 700 gold lead for them as well. Lyncas is going to be able to take this dragon though, so we'll get Vitality that first major neutral, or first complete neutral of the game. Across the board, lead for Upset, no real surprises there. He's got about 12 CS over Carzzy, and that kill alongside an extra assist means he's about 700 gold ahead.
Oh, I'm so happy, Medic.
Why are you happy?
Czajek is building Malignance.
Yeah.
He's not building...
Rod of Ages.
Point is that it doesn't matter what he's building. It's not Rod of Ages.
It's not Rod of Ages, that's true.
I'm just really happy to see that. I think that it's a great solo queue build. But in a composition where you need to do that, and I actually, funnily enough, this is one of the games where it's probably fine, because they have so many damage threats. But I guess he could argue that he's the only AP damage threat.
Yes.
And so as a result of that, he's like, okay, I need to do AP damage. I saw FLICKR building Malignance, and I was like, thank you. My GOAT would never let me down.
How is FLICKR your GOAT when you've cast European League of Legends for so long? He is the GOAT, I'll agree, but I feel like you need a European
GOAT. If he's the GOAT, he
GOAT.
can also be my GOAT.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Just saying, you seem a little bit like a biased caster.
100% biased,
yeah.
yep.
Understandable. I think bias towards FLICKR is the only bias that can really be forgiven, as Lyncas dives in with a hand pursuit, jumps over the side with the Eviscerate, and then goes untargetable. Haha, almost caught me, can't quite.
There were so many crazy plays there. One of the biggest ones, hang on, maybe a dive. Nako could ulti here to clear the wave.
He's going to pop the Dominus. Mikyx jumps out with the crash down. Wave is cleared, but the plate does fall.
Okay. But the crazy thing about that mid lane play was Lyncas almost died as well. But if it wasn't for the invulnerability that he gets on his W, that last tower shot would have actually ended up killing him. Also, the shield that Humanoid got from his W, I think it hit onto both targets, making his shield even bigger, which then helped him survive what was a nice dive. So gets the flash out from Humanoid. Nice setup from Vitality. And ultimately, just a lot of individual... well played by each individual.
Nice little mechanical plays from everyone in that mid lane. Another plate, a demonstration of superior skill. Another plate goes down over to Upset though. He's in a very happy place overall. Razork not running Hex Flash. Is it just Bodyguard, or is he going to fight?
I don't think he can dive here. The mid lane is super important because Humanoid, he's going back to base right now, which means that Ahri can collapse first, so Fnatic have to call off the play. I don't think there was much of a play there anyway. I think that their sights were very much set on just securing those plates. Humanoid doesn't have TP available, so this wave is going to be awkward, which is why I like Upset moving over to catch this wave. They can now send the Yone down towards bot as the wave is going to push towards the tower. Just some nice little lane assignment stuff coming through from Fnatic. Remember, the grubs spawning in about 30 seconds. Humanoid, what he could do now is push out this wave and then rotate up towards mid so that he's ready to contest the grubs, but it depends how much Fnatic care about contesting these grubs. I think they should care. I think Carzzy is now overstaying if Vitality want to try and respond to the grubs.
Humanoid running forward has unbound his soul. Carzzy trying to put the damage back into him, but loses out on that trade. Mikyx on the flank now. Nisqy hasn't been spotted. Humanoid goes forward with the Q3. Zenith blade misses. Hound's pursuit. Humanoid will find 2. Carzzy cleanses away from Mikyx. Humanoid stunned up with the solar player. There's the shutdown for Lyncas. And now Mikyx's in for a world of hurt. Charmed up, taken out. It's Carzzy who secures the kill in the end. Fnatic did want to fight over the grubs, but Vitality had other plans.
I mean, Carzzy just acting as bait there, and Humanoid was happy to bite, allowing Vitality to find a nice collapse, convert it into a pick, and while it will cost them the grubs, getting 2 kills, securing a few more plates, and getting Czajek even more in the mid lane matchup is definitely not a bad place to be.
And Czajek with about a 300 gold lead now as he takes the plates towards the bottom side. He should be okay. I did see Upset getting another plate in mid. He's, 600 gold ahead himself. Triforce now complete, has that tier stacking up as well, importantly. Up to about 160 stacks. Manamune on its way. Mikyx with the Hex Flash across the wall. Czajek has Spirit Rush and has Flash. And shouldn't really be in any sort of harm. Dodges away from the Steel Tempest. Mortal Steel? Mortal Steel from the Yone. There's a lot of steel between the Wind Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you for that.
I needed that confirmation. I needed it, yeah.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Upset, demonstrating why weapon-powered machinery can be superior to a guy with a magic glove.
Hey, it's a gauntlet, I'll have you know, Vedius.
My apologies.
Yeah.
Is a gauntlet not simply just an elaborate glove?
It is, really, but I think Ezreal would want you to correct it.
Well, Ezreal better say it to my face then. I don't know, bro. What's he going to do about it?
At the moment, Mikyx once again going forward for that Shattering Strike.
That's a Hex Flash authority.
Yeah.
It's
just about have a Might spawn, it's like 6 true damage to the tower.
It's not about saying that I can make a play. It's about saying that I could if I wanted to. I think the message was delivered loud and clear. Dragon in 5 seconds. And look, the recalls are coming through, so Mikyx's messaging was effective. Difficult avenue to approach. Again, it largely comes down to just this wave control. Pushing bot, pushing mid. Fnatic with these pushing waves makes it much harder for Vitality to enter these objectives.
Definitely does. It feels like Vitality have been a little bit more willing just to step back as well over these last few moments. Get some farm. They did make that nice catch towards the bottom side, but that's 3 grubs and a Drake for Fnatic. Basically uncontested, like Vitality were poking, but not really wanting to do much more than that. I think they want Carzzy to finish his Triforce, which he just has. They knew they were in a bit of an item trough, as Jack would say, a delta between the 2 teams.
Oh.
Remember the time when he used Delta? We all used Delta for a whole world. Everyone just kept talking about the Delta between everyone.
I don't recall that ever.
It definitely happened.
I do know that for a while people called when the tower first fell first brick, and I was very much against that.
Okay, well I'm going to start doing it from now on. Oscarinin looking for the explosive cast as Nako pops the Dominus and dodges away from it. Does get body slammed back. Nako still has the flash. Oscar healing up with that Rod of Ages. Won't be able to go any further. Just holds the wave.
This is an honorable top lane matchup. Both top laners, 140-ish CS, 15 minutes in. They have been left completely isolated. Neither can kill one another, and it is just simply farming. This is a Rod of Ages that I accept. I think this is a wise Rod of Ages purchase, and I like it. Oscar still loses out on the trades, which very much you'd expect. Oh, Lyncas, don't break this time-honored tradition.
Might be broken. Dark and Dagger's coming out. There's the true shot.
Razork's here, though.
Flips Oscarinin. Razork's on his way. And, go back to 1v1ing, lads.
Yeah. The bodyguards arrived. No action will take place here. This is a place of farming and safety for the top laners. We will see them again in 10 minutes' time. Thank you for showing us what's happening, observers. We do not need to look at them now for the foreseeable future. Herald spawning in 10 seconds. Don't be surprised to see them go back to base and be sent bot lane.
Yes.
Far away from the objective, because they have teleport, and they will be told, you will be called upon should your services be required.
That's why I think it might be less than 10 minutes.
They're going back to base.
Here we go, bot lane.
Where are they going?
Bot lane. For Oscarinin as well.
They're going top lane.
Top.
Okay, they're in the air of the action. Here we go, Medic. This could be a moment.
Humanoid and Czajek both have their TPs as well. Okay, when you said here we go, Medic, this is not the moment, guys.
Okay.
Like, the moment will happen in about a minute's time.
We're getting there, though.
Yeah, we're approaching the moment.
Don't say it.
We're in the mode.
Don't say it. Go.
What was I going to...
Excellent. The fact that you've forgotten is fantastic. Tower secured for Humanoid.
Spirit rush forward from Czajek. Humanoid's going to snap back. Yep. Fate Sealed gets himself out of there. Nako from an honorable 1v1 to a possible 3v1. Razork in the end calls off the dive.
Time on a tradition.
Yeah.
Razork, though, should be an uncontested herald. Oh, but he's not interested because Mikyx's looking for a play in mid lane.
Gets the Shadowing Strike. Zenith played forward by Nisqy. Solar Flat.
Ooh.
A little bit over eager.
Yeah, quite questionable from Nisqy. I'm not really sure what they would have turned that play into.
Okay, I said the moment was going to be about now.
Yeah,
We've had a couple of mini moments.
I was I was hoping. But, I mean, Lyncas is bot. Can they really contest this?
I mean, he's in mid now. You could run across. He has the ultimate. Razork's used his smite. We'll be back up.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. This is our moment. Lyncas going in. Nako and Oscarinin trading towards the top side. Keeper's verdict. Well, the dogs are guilty, apparently, as they're knocked out. Razork lands the smite. Nako forced towards the top side. Dodges away from the explosive cast. Vitality unable to get much more.
Wow, so even when the top laners are so close to proximity, it still ends up just being the two top laners hitting each other and then returning back to farm. The biggest winner of that exchange was, of course, Fnatic. Not only did they get the Herald, but Humanoid left completely alone in the bot lane to push in these waves. He doesn't really get much tower damage down, but that doesn't matter. Experience and gold is what he was after. And now Fnatic can look to use this Herald in the mid lane, given the dragon is spawning in 50 seconds. So easy way for them to get that prio as they set up for the next objective.
The game's quite hard for Vitality unless they land something like a Solar Flare. Like, Razork's just always in the way.
It's one of the downsides of running in the Fury composition. It is inherently just a lower utility draft. And I was talking with Finn about this at the beginning of the day, and he was talking about why a pick like Zed can make sense, because teams have gotten better at learning how to play with a lower CC type of draft.
Yeah.
Or at least in the LCK. I don't know if that's necessarily true for the LEC, but yeah, it could be why Zed has showed an appearance, at the very least, over in the LCK. But for for Vitality, it's something that they'll have to figure out as we get closer to what I imagine will be some big fights very soon. With items completed across the board, already second itemization being constructed, you imagine that this dragon is going to be a big point of contention.
That's why the Rift Herald is coming down from Razork. Wants to get the wave shoved in, wants to get that Rift Herald charging forward.
Vitality have control over the river. Typically, Fnatic want to use this to gain access, but Vitality's not giving it to them. Nako getting the push on ball, already rotating up towards the team.
Czajek
Vitality's in a good
TP,
position.
As does Humanoid. As you say, the tower standing as well still for them is nice. Carzzy's very low on mana, though.
Yeah.
Which can make things a little bit more precarious. Wave pushed in. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Yone's just going to dive. Czajek has to pop the Spirit Rush. Fate Seal still available for Humanoid, so Czajek has to base here. And then will he TP into the Drake? Well, looks like Carzzy's back, and looks like Nisqy's doing the same alongside Nako. Dragon should be an easy enough secure for Fnatic. Mikyx almost stealing away the Gromp there, couldn't quite get it.
It's an uncontested dragon and a mid lane tower as well. So Fnatic, slowly and methodically, are just gaining advantage after advantage. I feel like Vitality need to force something soon.
I agree. I just think it's hard. Because, like, the only CC you have that doesn't involve a dash is Solar Flare.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Razork's playing really well. He's always in the way.
You weren't excited about the Poppy.
It's I said it was a great pick, Vedi.
You did say that.
I just said I would like Zed more. Yeah.
But we can both agree, objectively, Zed maybe would have been significantly worse in the draft.
I mean, quite possibly. I trust Razork. Do you not trust Razork?
No,
sounds like your GOAT is, you know, not a European player.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, Atakan has spawned. Vitality still struggling to find ways into these fights. Fnatic have extended about a 1.5k gold lead. Like, we're talking a lot about, in this game, about how hard it is for Vitality. And that's not... We're not trying to doom and gloom them. We're just saying, draft-wise, it's going to be really difficult for them to start fights. And Fnatic are doing a good job of not giving them the opportunities to start fights for free.
I definitely think if you're a Vitality fan, it is perfectly reasonable for you to start experiencing some doom and gloom. I think given the map state and given the composition, doom and gloom definitely makes sense.
Also the fact that neither of their series has gone to 3 games yet.
Quite right.
Yep. If they lose the first one, 100% lost record on the second one.
Yeah.
It's only a 1 series sample size.
I am hopeful that Vitality can find an angle here.
How?
I too am contemplating such an option, but here I'm open to learning. That's what's beautiful about League. There's always an opportunity to learn, and I'm ready to learn Vitality. Show me the angle, show me the way, show me your path to victory. There's no objectives for a while, so it's likely just going to be towers. The problem for Fnatic is they've taken them all. So now they're just trying to do stuff.
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. Nope.
Is this the angle?
Nope. TP in immediately. Razork coming in from the side as well. Nisqy has to flash away. Keeper's verdict on Nako just to get the knock-up. Lyncas chasing forward once again. Eviscerates over the wall, but Fnatic disengage.
So no angles found. TP was committed from Oscar though, so a small advantage gained at the very least from Vitality. Hang on.
Mikyx goes in with the Magnet Storm, stuns up Nisqy. Humanoid coming in from the side as well. Carzzy's killed off Mikyx, but Nisqy's so low. Now Nako on the backline. Lyncas diving in with a Hound's Pursuit. Razork now in the middle of them as Czajek and Nisqy begin to collapse. Razork locked up with the Zenith blade, but he's found two somehow. In the middle of them all, Razork surviving with a Sundered Sky. You found the angle, but that's a cute puppy. Razork just absolutely outplays.
An ace for Fnatic as Razork is able to dance his way around the fight. The Sundered Sky heal proc proving invaluable as they're able to swing the skirmish in their favor. The gold extends, the Arakan in their sights, a tier 2 in the mid lane as well. Fnatic taking control over the game. And it starts with a bit of a back and forth. Remember, this play was a very long one. Vitality set the sights onto Mikyx. Upset gets a lot of damage down onto Nisqy, forcing him to retreat. A nice use of the W from Lyncas to avoid the collapse, giving him that invulnerability, and then Vitality looked for the re-engage, but Czajek has already committed his ultimate to regroup with the fight. Mikyx then says, hey, actually, I think we can go for this engage. Nisqy's very low, he takes a lot of damage, but a lot of these dashes are getting interrupted by Razork. The fight looks quite promising as Nako and Lyncas actually get onto the backline, but Humanoid is doing the same thing. So when it turns into this 3 versus 3, Razork just survives so often thanks to the Sundered Sky proc, meaning that he's able to survive the fight. It gets cleaned up by Oscarinin, and it's a team fight win for Fnatic.
Atacan, come Marek, Vedius. The Thunder broke, man.
Sundered Sky.
Sundered Sky.
Pretty strong item.
2.7k from Razork in that fight. A Razork's Poppy, it's an old school one, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it is now forced life on the shoulders of Fnatic. Mikyx missing the Shattering Strike, but jumping across the wall is Razork again. Keeper's verdict does go wide. Lyncas is trying to open up onto Oscarinin, and Nisqy doesn't really have a hope of getting out of here. Slowed up, stunned up with a red bump, and now Nako has to pop the Dominus to try and survive, but the chase continues. Slow after slow with the barrels. Nako falls second. And Fnatic find 2 more in rapid succession.
In the top lane, meanwhile, you'll notice that Humanoid is forcing the ultimate out from Czajek as well, as he finds another fantastic trade.
Oh, Lyncas. Greedy going back in with the Hound's Pursuit, but Upset had friends around the corner. 2 more to Fnatic. That's 5 for none on the bot side of the map. 4 for none, in fact. That's Mathematic. Good job.
He does get away with his life, even though Humanoid tried to make the play happen, but a tower's going to fall in the top lane, a tower's going to fall in the bot lane, and I mean, this is Fnatic's game to lose. A single fight was all they needed to blow the game wide open, and Humanoid on this Yone, level 16 now. Vitality, they've ran out of options. They tried to find a pick here. The supports run into each other. It ends up being an engage coming through from Nisqy, and they think that with the numbers advantage, this can be a winning fight, but it's Nisqy that's falling first. Oscar able to tank up a lot of the damage, and they convert it into an initial kill. Now, Upset arrives, and now it's a 4 versus 3. Nako can't really flash away to safety, even though he tries to. He makes it a 1-for-1, but then Oscar says, nope, I have the heal, I'm able to survive, and they end up finding no kills. And then at the very end, Lyncas says, maybe I can actually get a kill onto Upset. He comes very close, but it's not quite enough. 4 end up falling, and Fnatic find themselves once again in the driver's seat.
8,000 gold ahead, Betty. Vitality aren't even allowed in the passenger seat. They're like in the boot or something right now.
Lyncas is going in.
And he's looking for it. The charm's going to go down onto Oscarinin, who has a stopwatch to see if he can buy a little bit of time. The solar flare not quite timed well enough. Gets the knockback onto Lyncas as well. Oscarinin there onto the blast cone. Only Nako following him now. Razork's going to get the CC against the wall and flash away to survive. While all of this was happening, Humanoid's pushing through bot. Upset has the push in mid, and Fnatic can just heal up, and then unless Vitality go for the Baron, someone's going to have to reset to deal with Humanoid. Fnatic might just start up the Baron themselves. Who's going to go and deal with the Yone?
Interrupt the backs.
Stop the ports.
And then when someone goes to
close the gates.
he could just TP into the fight.
Yeah, well, Nako's locked up against the wall. Red buff helping Fnatic as Nako falls. Czajek fell as he tried to defend the inhibitor tower. The inhibitor itself, Carzzy stunned up, dashes forward, but nowhere for that dashing man to go. Nisqy the next up for Fnatic. They'll take him down. Only Lyncas survives now. And within 28 minutes, Fnatic have somehow materialized at 12,000 gold lead. The Nexus Towers are their target. It's 2-0 for Fnatic, and game 2 was an absolute stop.
I mean, what else is there to say? We were skeptical about the composition from Vitality. They failed to find an angle, and every single time they tried to make a play, Fnatic simply shut them down. Strong performance from Humanoid today, and overall a great series from Fnatic.